Ron, where would you evaluate Kyle's decision-making today, and are you concerned about his learning curve in that regard at this point?
No, I'm not concerned about Kyle's learning concern. What I'm concerned about is his growing pains. He's a young quarterback who's going to make young mistakes. But that's why you put him out there, because, again, it is a learning curve. You're absolutely right. But I'm not worried about it. He threw the ball in the directions he needed to. He just didn't do the things he was supposed to do. And that's the thing that he'll learn and grow with. But we're going to go and we're going to live with his learning pains, because that's what the game's all about. This is what, his year and a half, 8th game, I think, or 9th game. He's going to get better.
Ron, does he also have to have some help? I mean, it seems like.
Yes, he does. We got to be able to protect him, and it was unfortunate that we didn't protect the quarterback the way we're capable of. We have too many good football players not to do a better job. But I also want to give the other team credit, too.
What do you think lends itself to those interceptions that Kyle threw today?
Poor decision-making. Okay, again, he's got to be able to protect the football, make better decisions, and make better throws. But he also has to have a little bit more help like was asked, so I'm going to defer to that.
With Greg Little, he seemed a couple penalties on him today. Anything, what did you see from his
Well, I
first
think
performance
Greg's a
back?
young guy, again, growing pains when you play young players. It's kind of difficult. It's kind of tough for that group to kind of build a little bit of cohesiveness when they don't get an opportunity to work together as often as you'd like. It's unfortunate because Greg's a good young football player who's going to learn.
With that cohesiveness, you pulled out Taylor Moton for one series early
Yes.
and put in Darryl. What was the reasoning behind
We
that?
wanted to give Taylor an opportunity to catch his breath, okay? He got beat on a couple of plays, and we wanted to just settle him down, give him a little bit of a reset, and get him back on the field, and it seemed to work a little bit for Taylor.
Ron, what happened on the long throw to Julio that Kuechly got matched?
Yeah, a little bit more time, and quite honestly, it was a ball that was winged out there pretty far, and Julio's a heck of a football player.
Is that unusual for Luke to be that far?
Not necessarily. Again, it could be part of the call too. Maybe I could have called something different, put Luke in a better position.
After the San Francisco game, you mentioned not giving Greer an opportunity, saying that Kyle needed more snaps.
Yes, he
That kind of
does.
went into today, not putting
That's
Greer in?
exactly what in today. We also we put some of the other younger guys out there a little bit sooner to give them opportunities to grow as well.
Ron, what have you seen different from the Falcons defense all of a sudden? It seems like out of the bye week, they're all of a sudden playing completely different.
If you looked at something, I would almost say it had something to do with the pass rush. Because if you look at what happened last week and what happened this week, you got to give credit to that group of guys. Their pass rush seemed to be ignited a little bit and put some pressure on the quarterbacks.
Ron, how disappointing to play like that at home.
Very disappointing. I mean, quite honestly, it's a little bit of a leading question because I am disappointed. But it is disappointing.
How would
You'd
you
expect to
assess
play
it
better.
then?
We didn't play well enough to win. That's how I'd assess it. I mean, you want me to say disappointing. I said disappointing. It was disappointing.
Do you feel like you have the intensity from the team today that you wanted to have?
Well, the thing we got to look at is how hard did we play? Did we give ourselves the opportunity? Unfortunately, we turned the ball over in a bad situation. So, to sit there and attack somebody's, whether he wanted to play hard or not, that's not fair. You make mistakes. People make mistakes. That's life. You're going to make mistakes in life. Are you living life to the fullest? Are we playing football to the fullest? Are we giving a good effort? Sure seemed like it. Just unfortunate things happen. Again, as I said, you got to give the other team credit too. Now, let's don't forget there's two teams on the football field.
Is there anything when you went into halftime that you were looking to do in the second half that maybe just the offense didn't get going? Was there anything in specific?
Well,
you
not
were
turn the ball over and take the ball away. I mean, that's kind of the thing that's really, if you look at the difference, that's probably one of the biggest things, indicators out there that we didn't do the things we needed to do. When you turn the ball over, you get near the red zone, it's tough. And then if you don't take it away when you had opportunities, that's tough as well because, again, you can gain the momentum and take the game back.
You went for it on fourth down a few times in the first half. Was that trying to jump start, get a spark?
I felt that, some of the things that we did during the week I thought were really good. I really did. And we had them pegged for some of the stuff, and we were able to execute it and convert. So I liked what we were doing. I really did. Just unfortunately, we didn't execute the way we needed to.
Hey, Ron, what went into that decision to kick the field goal down 26-0?
Put points on the board. You don't want to get shut out. You really don't, especially at home. So kick the field goal, take the points. At the end of the day, you got something, at least you can keep your head up for something.
Well, it seems like what Kyle was doing was trying to do too much, as you said a few weeks ago.
Probably force a couple, and and sometimes certain things happen that you look at and you see on the field, and you wonder how. So.
I was going to say, Ron, it seems like every week it's something new with the special teams, whether it's punt return coverage or even fielding punt returns cleanly and not fumbling.
Well, I'd almost say on that one, to be honest, it was he outkicked his coverage. He kicked the crap out of the ball. You know, when you spread your coverage team that much, that thinly, all he really needs to do is get one seam, and that's what happened. Kenyon's a pretty good returner. He's been a returner in this league for about 8-9 years, so he knows how to return a football. And I personally, from my own perspective, I thought the ball was kicked too far, if there's such a thing.
Sorry if I missed this earlier, but what's just your general message? What does one say in the locker room as the head coach after a game like that?
Get over it. You know, I told him, I said, hey, if after you answer the questions about today, tomorrow when you come back in, you can start answering questions about the next game. That's what I said. Honestly, I told him it's time to move forward.
Ron, was it a tough day for Greg Little? Was that just, coming back a little
Absolutely.
rusty, or-
He's a young guy. He's got a lot to learn, and it's the growing pains that we'll go through with him. You know, when you play that many young guys, they're going to have some growing pains, but the nice thing is they're young guys that are playing, and that's the best part. You know, that's the thing you can say about Kyle. Did he learn a lot of lessons today? I hope so. He's a good young football player. He's done some really good things for us, but today he got overwhelmed.
If there were one thing that you would like to see Kyle take away from this game, what is that?
That you don't have to try and do everything by yourself. You know, he really did. I mean, he played hard, sure he made a couple bad mistakes, but, at the end of the day, he tried. And so that's all you can do is give him credit for trying to play football, trying to win a game.
Coach, is Brian Burns' hand and wrist still bothering him?
A little bit. And it's tough because, again, you really can't grab and pull and tug like he wants to.
I haven't seen the final numbers, but it seemed like penalties really hurt you today.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, which is surprising because we're one of the least penalized teams in the league. So that's a tough pill to swallow. That really is. I mean, you see some things that go on out there, and you just wonder why and how. What's the interpretation? So, we'll go through it. We'll watch it. I'll send it in and ask the league for explanation just so I understand, and I can relay that to our players.
Hey, Ron, going back to when Kyle threw this first interception, would you have liked to see him hold on to the ball in that situation?
It's hard to say because, again, he's trying to make a play. And that's the thing about it. When a guy's really putting it out there, you just want to see him make a better decision, in all honesty. You can't fault guys for trying hard, for trying to win. That's one thing you just can't do. And sometimes it leads to mistakes, and this one got us. Everybody good? We're good. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ron.